August 1st, 2025. The world is stunned as President Donald Trump announces a sweeping 35% tariff on all Canadian imports. This isn't just another trade spat, it's economic warfare against America's closest ally. The move comes in direct retaliation for Canada's recent support of a UN resolution recognizing Palestinian statehood. Overnight, a simmering trade dispute has exploded into a full-blown diplomatic crisis. The White House's message is clear: align with U.S. foreign policy or pay the price. The tariffs freeze a huge portion of the $2 billion in daily cross-border trade, threatening industries and communities on both sides. Canada's government is reeling, caught between outrage and uncertainty. Global leaders are watching in disbelief. If the U.S. can punish Canada, who's next? Trade, once a tool for prosperity, is now a weapon for diplomatic coercion. As the sun rises, the world wonders, how will Canada respond? And what does this mean for the global order? The shockwave has just begun. This crisis didn't appear overnight. It's the result of years of mounting tension. Trump's America First agenda has long cast the U.S.-Canada relationship as a zero-sum game. Disputes over dairy, lumber, and the USMCA have simmered for years, with Trump never satisfied. Since returning to office, he's ramped up pressure-targeted tariffs, threats, and constant demands for trade concessions. Both economies, still fragile from the pandemic, have felt the strain costs rising, uncertainty growing. Canadian exporters scramble for new markets. American manufacturers face higher prices. The stage was set for escalation. All it needed was a spark. That spark came at the United Nations. The trigger wasn't trade, it was a vote. Canada's support for Palestinian statehood at the UN was a bold foreign policy move, but for Trump, it was a betrayal. The administration's stance: support Israel or face consequences. Trump's response was swift and personal: tariffs as punishment for diplomatic defiance. In his announcement, those who stand against our friends stand against American prosperity. Canada has made its choice. The message to the world: disagree with U.S. policy, and your economy is at risk. For Canada, it was a matter of principle. For the U.S., a test of loyalty. Economic tools are now instruments of political enforcement, even among allies. The world is watching. Will this redefine how alliances work? The rules have changed. The economic fallout is immediate and severe. The Canadian dollar plunges, the Toronto Stock Exchange nosedives. Manufacturing, resources, and auto sectors, deeply tied to the U.S., are hit hardest. Cross-border supply chains grind to a halt, threatening factory shutdowns and mass layoffs. Lumber and aluminum exports face disaster. Billions in market value vanish overnight. Prime Minister Trudeau condemns the tariffs as illegal and vows retaliation, matching tariffs, legal challenges, and a call for unity. But legal remedies are slow, and Canadian businesses are already in crisis. In the U.S., reactions are split. Trump's base cheers, but business leaders and border state lawmakers warn of higher prices and job losses. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce calls it a tax on American families. The reality: a trade war with Canada will hurt both sides. Economic pain is spreading fast. The stakes are rising. This isn't just a North American dispute. It's a warning to the world. Using tariffs to enforce foreign policy marks a dramatic shift from decades of alliance building through trade. Allies everywhere, Europe, Japan, South Korea, are on edge, fearing they could be next. The EU condemns the move, calling it a blow to the rules-based order. Rivals like China and Russia see opportunity in the West's division. For Canada, it's a wake-up call. Diversify or risk economic vulnerability. For the U.S., punishing friends may bring short-term wins, but erodes trust and influence. The line between economic and foreign policy is gone. Now, a UN vote can trigger a trade war. The world is more volatile, alliances more fragile. As the U.S. and Canada face off, the future of global diplomacy hangs in the balance. Dialogue and de-escalation have never been more urgent.